form, this could be tight.
There you go. London's gone.
Newcastle won the second half.
They?
On the scoreboard. And I don't want to single him out, but young Jay Simpson, the Huddersfield loanee fullback, kind of got caught out quite a lot positionally in the first half by some of the really good individual stuff from Toronto. And I think if he was a bit more, I don't know, robust or sharper at reading things coming at him, it maybe would have been even closer. Although Briley scored a really good individual try where he put a kick through that no one was expecting to chase for himself. It looked like he was the only one playing that stage there.
It's Ganu for him. It fucking irritates me.
When he does stuff like that and then celebrates it like he's the kingpin and stuff, it does frustrate me because I think you should be trying to do that in Super League.
Yeah, you're not the greatest there, mate. You're playing Tier 3 rugby. Fucking...
Not
knocking the Tier 3 rugby league players that he's playing against by any stretch of the imagination, but this boy should be and has the skills to play at Super League level.
That's the frustrating thing, and he was there, and he just didn't make a best of it. I know it was a difficult situation, and then that led to him having his, doubts or
you can't say
things like that, and it's just not right.
He couldn't have engineered himself a loan move to a team in the Championship or in Super League. He could be cutting his play. He could be.
The worst he should be doing is playing in the middle eights at the end of the year, and that's not going to happen. Unfortunately,
I just dislike a lack. I just see it as a lack of ambition, personally. Anyway,
but Newcastle were really good.
Yeah.
From what I saw of this,
Fair play. London Scorers 14 were defeated by the Cumbrians of Whitehaven 30. Gloucestershire All Goals got a 36 points to 28 win over the North Wales Crusaders, Mark.
Yeah, good win for the All Goals, back on track. Lee Randall said, yes, the boys, another cracking result and a massive turnaround from last week's performance. Let's back it up now at Coventry. Come on, you All Goals. And our mate Al Witz said, what a difference a week can make. A much better team performance that will boost morale going into the big game against the Bears. Converted all our tries, which was nice. Difference from the League One Cup game, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The ref called so many questionable high shots, even the touch judges came on at least 3 times, which upset both team supporters, players and coaches. Sod being a ref. 6 points on the board, good times, come on you All Goals.
Good stuff. Hemel were defeated, perhaps unsurprisingly, at home 24 points to 50 by Doncaster and their interim management team. It was Oxford 24, Hunslet 22. Close
massive
one
win
down
for the Blues.
City. Yeah, absolutely. Olive Smith got in touch.
She said, wow, so gutted to have missed this one, but the lads just keep bringing out these awesome performances. Even more impressive after only getting back from Canada early in the week and with several injuries. Well done, lads. Tim Baxter and all the backroom staff who need to take lots of credit for this. Let's back it up next week versus South Wales. Come on, you Blues. And Tim G Radio, the ground announcer down there, he liked the mention for his song choices that was in the League Express review of this match.
There you go.
He said, came into this expecting us to be tired from Toronto, but Tim and the boys proved me wrong again. That's 3 Yorkshire teams beaten at Fortress Tilsley this season. Dewsbury B, York and Hunslet.
There you go, yeah.
Lots of chances missed by both teams, and Hunslet will be frustrated with how they went. Harrison Brough was excellent on debut and took his 2 tries well. Jake Joint and Jordan Siddons, both excellent in defence.
There you go. Workington were 56 points to 0 winners over the South Wales Ironmen, and York defeated the Coventry Bears 64 points to 12, Mark.
Yeah, all that means Toronto and Barrow set up a top of the table clash next Saturday, with Whitehaven waiting to catch whoever slips up on points, if not points difference. Wins for Oxford and Gloucestershire put them just behind the Scholars in the battle to win the South.
Heating up down there. Round 10 of the NRL then saw the Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs defeated 14 points to 30 by the North Queensland Cowboys.
Yeah, good for the Cowboys to finally get a win back on the board, but James Graham 154 metres didn't let his Bulldogs down.
My Sharkies won the derby match against the St George Illawarra Dragons 18 points to 14, whilst the West Tigers were being defeated at home 8 points to 28 by the South Sydney Rabbitohs.
And the scoreline probably doesn't put as big an emphasis on how one-sided it was. Tom Burgess 141 metres, Sam Burgess 2 tries, 226 metres from the big man.
Massive from slamming Sam. Penrith Panthers defeated the New Zealand Warriors 36 points to 28. It was points galore down in Melbourne, 36 points to 28 in favour of the visiting Gold Coast Titans.
38-36, yeah, really exciting. Last minute Connie Hurrell, I think it might have been his hat-trick try as well, but really, exciting against the Storm, the best defence in World Rugby League, and they got 38 points part of it. That was pretty impressive. Joe Greenwood had a good game, 112 metres. Dan Sargentson went off injured, unfortunately, early in the second half. Looks like a broken arm for him, so his luckless run continues. Every time he gets a bit of consistency in team selection and ends up wearing a 1-17 starting jersey, he does something.
Gets himself injured, doesn't he? Marlon Seagulls beaten at home 14 points to 24 by the Brisbane Broncos. A bit of a rarity here. Newcastle Knights 34 points to 20 winners over the Canberra Raiders.
Yeah, big win for the Knights. And Joe Wardle grabbed his first NRL try that I can recall. Josh Hodgson, 54 tackles and try assist. Elliot Whitehead also scored a try. So good contributions all round from our English players in that one.
There you go. So the final game of the weekend saw the Sydney Roosters beating the Parramatta Eels 48 points to 10.
Yeah, who says blowouts don't happen in the NRL?
Well, they certainly do.
Storm stay top, but the gap is now down to 2 points with the Sharks, Roosters and Broncos leading that chasing pack. 4 points separate 5th to 13th. The Knights are still bottom despite their win.
Right, that is the world of Rugby League well and truly covered. Let's bring you our previews and predictions for round 14, the Magic Weekend. Right, so Mark, round 14 of Super League 2017 is upon us. It's snuck up on us somewhat, this, but it's Magic Weekend this weekend, Mark. Excited?
Well, I'm not going.
No, but it's still a wonderful festival of rugby league.
But I hope lots of our listeners link up and get in touch with each other and meet up for beers and stuff and all that stuff over the weekend, because I'm sure plenty of folk will be there. So
absolutely,
hit up your SLP family and
wear your jersey with pride.
Yeah.
Maybe. Right, well, the weekend starts off on Saturday afternoon as Widnes Vikings, buoyed by the arrival of the Mercurio Rangi Chase, take on the consistent Wakefield Trinity Wildcats. What do you think?
I think Wakefield...
Decent kick off the weekend?
I think Widnes have got some bodies in now. They obviously won't have much time to gel into the side.
What?
Skin crawl when you crack your neck.
Sorry. Sorry.
I always worry that your head's going to fall off.
Oh, but it makes me feel so much better when I do it.
Anyway, they obviously won't have much time to gel into the side, but you still expect them to be straight. If they can bring the attitude they took to Warrington and carry that on, they've got a shot. But Wakefield are playing really well. They're exploiting space out wide, and I think they'll find that in this game. So, on that basis, I'm going to go Wakefield 30 points to 14.
We have gone very, very similarly for pretty much all of these reasons you've just listed. I picked Wakefield 30 points to 10. So,
fair dues.
Don't feel like I can add a tremendous amount to that. I hope Widnes get things right. I almost want them to win because, it's a nice day out. And
I do, because it
means
that fans Wakefield don't get closer to Wigan.
Well, of course, yeah, there you go. So the second game of the weekend sees Hull FC taking on St Helens. Easy pick this for me. Hull FC were just sparkling last week against Catalan Dragons and have been on good form for a number of weeks, and St Helens are in a deep, dark pit of despair. Maybe Holbrook's in time to get some work done with them, but probably not a tremendous amount, even if he does come in. I'm trying to credit Saints here because I feel like I need to give them a bit of a lift or just back them a little bit, but I think Hull are going to be too strong. 26 points to 14, let's say. No blowout.
I think it might be a blowout. I think I just what makes me annoyed is that Holbrook's first home game is going to be against us, isn't it?
Of course,
in the derby. I'm pretty sure that's going to be hasn't it?
Probably, yeah,
it will be. I just think Hull are firing on all cylinders, and St Helens' self-reflection, I don't think they're ready to come out the other side of that yet. So, because of that, I think it'll be close at half-time, but Hull will pull away in the second half, very un-Hull-like, but 40 points to 10.
So, final game on Saturday evening sees your Wigan youth team taking on the resurgent Warrington Wolves.
There's a good chance.
Pick Wigan, aren't you?
There's a good chance we might have an half-back or two on the field.
Which would be a great start, wouldn't it?
Which will help. We're still labouring a bit in the centre positions, which won't help. But I'm going to pick Wigan. To be honest, Warrington still make too many mistakes. They don't scare me enough yet. And as long as we can meet them in the middle, and a couple of players who have dropped off a bit in the last few weeks, and I'm thinking Frank Paul, I'm thinking Willie Icer, I'm thinking well, that's it really. But
but you've not got a lot of forwards, have you?
No, not many to pick from at the moment. Joe Brereton's the latest one to get out for some time. Roman Navarrete isn't kicking on as much as I'd hoped. I'd thought 6 months in the system, his fitness would pick up a bit and his minutes would be a bit higher. But I still have faith in what we've got. And I still think Warrington have plenty of mistakes. And if we can play a mistake-free game, or a largely mistake-free game, we can win this one. I'm going 28-20.
Right, I'm going for Warrington. I think it'll be lower scoring than that. I think there'll be a couple of points in it. I do think it'll be an interesting game, if not necessarily one of the rip-roarers of the weekend, just because Wigan are so impacted by injury and Warrington are so stop-start. But I think down the middle, Warrington are probably starting to pick up a bit of pace and momentum now, particularly since their resurgence and the number of wins that they've registered in the last few weeks has come on the back of Chris Hill being more regularly in the side, and he's going to feature again. You touched on the centres. I think Warrington will have a distinct advantage over you in the centres there if they're deploying Ryan Atkins and Evans. That's an area that they'll look to exploit. And I feel like now Kevin Brown's kicking on a little bit, that might be something else that you need to worry about. I know there's been some up and down, a lot of changes in the halves at Warrington. And I've not even mentioned Stefan Ratchford, who's had a decent season so far for them. And again, there's a lot more settled first-team players in this Warrington side than you guys are going to be able to put out on the field. So if they get their heads right on this one and can carry forward what they've been doing in grinding out wins and getting results sometimes against the run of play, but still finding a way to win, then they're in with a good chance. So I'm going to pick Warrington by a couple. 14, an interesting game, 14 points to 20, which takes us to Sunday afternoon, and Catalan Dragons will kick off the second day of Magic Weekend as they take on the Huddersfield Giants. Good Lord, how'd you pick a winner out of this one?
I expect it to be relatively low scoring, relatively slow paced, and Huddersfield maybe just to edge it with the
a bit of Emo magic.
Yeah.
With me stepdad.
Yeah.
He's not your real dad, is he?
16-14 I'm going, and I can't really talk. I'm not excited about it.
No, I'm not. Catalan were woeful last week, and there's something wrong, I think, with the attitude at that club. Huddersfield slightly better, I would say, so I'm going to pick them 20 points to 16. But again, this is not one I'll be it's not what I'll be getting up early for. It's 1 o'clock on a Sunday afternoon and I'll be up anyway, but I won't be rushing to watch it live.
It's probably one I'll have on, but might be doing a bit of hoovering and that sort of stuff.
There you go. Lee Centurions take on the Salford Red Devils. Now, when this was all announced, all these fixtures, I thought this might be quite an evenly matched game, but Lee just go from pretty bad to worse, really, don't they? And Salford are legitimately flying high in the league. So this is a pretty easy one for me. If everyone plays to their potential, then Salford win this 30 points to 14. I just don't see Lee doing anything exciting enough in attack to break down Salford.
And I think this is what we flagged up at the start of the year, and they found the level, I think, now, and it is in the bottom four of the 12.
Yeah.
30 points to 14 is also the scoreline I've picked in favour of Salford. Salford are just playing really well, and I don't think they'll be switched off for any portion of this game, because I don't think they can be against a Lee side that includes a few former players, and there's a bit of niggle in there. The rivalry's become more of a friendly one now between the owners and stuff, and the weigh-in will be happening and all that business. But I think it helped build up something between the two clubs.
Yeah, very good. Final game of the weekend then sees Castleford take on Leeds. This is the one I'm looking forward to all weekend, and it comes at the end. Castleford, massive winners over Leeds the last time these two faced each other in the league down at Castleford. So I suspect Leeds are going to want to take a bit of revenge out on this one, but they're going to come out all guns blazing. And in the interim, their form has improved, hasn't it, since that big defeat? So they'll have a point to prove as well. And Classy Cass play a beautiful brand of rugby league. I think these are two styles that are coming together that complement each other quite well as well. I think we're going to see two different approaches. Castleford obviously very, very fluid in attack. Leeds get a bit more of a roll on and then like to utilise Matt Parcell from some dummy half running. So there's a couple of different bits and pieces that go into these teams to make them tick. So I think it'll be an interesting one to see which style wins the day. I'm not going to pick against Castleford though. They're a phenomenal attacking side and very, very strong defensively. So bring that attacking prowess up against a Leeds side that want to really go at them. I think you're going to see a lot of points and a very entertaining game. 36 points to 30 in favour of the Ford.
I think Castleford will have it a little bit easier than you think on the scoreboard. I think maybe they'll be made to play the game properly for most of the game this time, rather than what they've
They've played beach rugby league for the last 20
what
minutes.
they've been able to do in the last few home games.
Yeah,
but 34-18 in favour of Castleford. Like you say, you can't up against them. They're scoring lots of points. They're playing pretty stuff, and they're defending a lot